Hello everyone, how are you? I apologize, there will be no SmackDown Results video this week because instead of watching SmackDown home, me and my father, we went to a wrestling event in New Minas, Nova Scotia, where we live at. We are joined by my good friend Chris, Kayla, and their kids, and my good friend Joe. We all went to the event. Um, I had two pet peeves during the event, and the first one was the lineup. It was confusing. Like, people are saying, like, we got advance tickets. Do we have to stay in line or can we go in? And because you could buy tickets online in advance for your seats, which was like first come, first serve. You could pick whatever seats you want, or you get them at the door, like me and my father was going to do. When the doors opened, they said that if you have advance tickets, line up here. If you are not, if you get them at the door, line up here. It was confusing. People like changing directions, bumping into people. They should have had two lines separated with a sign saying advance tickets start here, normal tickets at the doors and line up here. They should have had that. And people are saying that like, they should have had two separate lines to make it less confusing. It was cool. I got to meet a superstar from WWE, former Highlander, one half the tag team, the Highlanders, Robbie McAllister. Um, he was there in attendance. He wrestled when they opened his show, and it was cool talking to him in the merchandise stand. Because he even said, like, hey, man, you won't get long wait to see me. I'm in the open match. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Getting to talk to him like 5-10 minutes. That was awesome. I got an autographed picture of him for $20. My good friend Joey got two autographed pictures of the Cowboy guy and Damian Spade. I liked him as well. Malcolm, he got a picture, autographed picture here of the Yoga Guru persona character guy, wrestler, or the guy that had the rainbow trunks. I can't tell. Because both of them could fit that picture. I think it was the guy that had the rainbow colored trunks that said, I love you and stuff. Because it was like a SpongeBob SquarePants picture. And that guy kind of reminded me of SpongeBob SquarePants persona there. A little bit. And what neat was too as the merchandise stand was each wrestler was selling their stuff at a different price. Like one guy was selling wristbands for $10, $15. The other guy was selling his for $5. Our guy was selling a picture with autograph included, like my guy for 20, but the other guy was signing a picture for 10, autograph for 10, which is 20. Now I think of it. Or one guy was selling pictures for free, the other guy was like $10 for a picture. So it's cool seeing how they had different prices for the merchandise, try to compete with the other wrestlers. That was cool. The show started. Before the show started, we all tried to get ringside seats. And this was my second pet peeve. My only second thing I hated about this event. Joey was late getting there because he was getting tattooed done. So we were trying to save a ringside seat for him. Well, they were filling up fast. The seats were filling up. Honestly, there was like hardly no seats empty once the show started at 7 p.m. There was a guy behind my father. He was sitting behind my father, yes. And there was a chair beside him that was empty. The guy that was sitting behind my father had his book there, like a binder, a backpack. And Joe, like I asked him, like, hey man, do you mind if my friend could sit there? And he actually refused. He said no. Like to me, that's disrespectful as a fan. Other fans come in to watch the show. He doesn't want to stand up for the whole 3 hours watching. He wants to sit down and enjoy himself. What in the hell is the goddamn problem moving the goddamn backpack? Are you that goddamn lazy? You can't move it and sit on the floor? That pissed me off so much, and my father got mad too, and that. So Kayla scooted over and put the little guy on her, and then Christopher's lap, so Joey could sit between us. Thank you, Kayla, for doing that. That was cool. But man, it pissed me off so much for that guy behind us refused to take his book and backpack off the chair for Joey to sit down. That was my second pet peeve. Because we're fans, right? And be respectful to other fans. I know it's hard, but there's fans out there that are disrespectful. That old guy was one of them. The show started with Robbie McAllister, like you said, against a guy, Corey Christ, I think his name was. That was a good match. That match was more technical, ground and pound style than like action-packed, high-flying. It was more technical, which I liked. Robbie won the match. There was a schoolboy roll up. And then two other guys wrestled. One was the Cowboy. He was called the most wanted man in Tennessee, the most bad man. He took on like the yoga guru guy. And I got a high five for that guy. He was cool. He wore like a beanie hat. He won that match. It was more comical, that match was. Like the cowboy, oh, my back hurts. Hold on a second. Or like, oh, no, I'm not ready yet. Or like getting a rope break in that. It was more comical, which was cool to see that mixed in the match. Then there was a guy called Jason Boa. I didn't like him. He reminded me of the fallen angel Christopher Daniels and Karrion Kross combined. He mocked Daniels' robe and entrance pose and Karrion Kross' sleeper hold. He took on another guy that was like Hillbilly Jim kind of size and style. And that guy whooped that guy's ass. The bigger guy just mopped the floor with his ball-headed guy, Jason Boa. He just destroyed him. And what I didn't like was the manager. He had a manager. And all she did was like walk around and she'd go like lightly like hit the ring apron. Like, you're trying to get your guy fired up, help him out. Like, trip the guy, the other guy. Or like when the guy runs across the corner, like hold on to him, give a man the advantage. That's what a manager's supposed to do, not just walk around and get paid. Do something. Luckily, thankfully, when the other guy was going up on the top rope for like a bonsai drop, she got up to distract him, which allowed her man to apply the sleep hold to win by submission. At least she did that. But she should have done a lot more as a manager. There was like a triple threat match between three guys. And these three guys are like, these guys are doing drop kicks, clotheslines off the ropes, hurricanrana. One guy did hurricanrana, the other guy forgot he was supposed to fall into the ropes. He said he did that, and that was a delayed reaction. We all laughed in attendance on that one. Like, there was some mistakes, but not a whole lot. But man, that triple threat was off the chain. Like, I thought it was non-stop action. Like, there was no like do a move, then stay in the corner for 10 minutes with the other guys wrestling. Like, all three guys were constantly interacting with each other. At one point, one guy got bounced around like a pinball machine with elbows and punches. The one guy got thrown outside the ring by me and my father, and I was like, just stay there, man, you're good, just stay there. And then he got up and was like, now's your chance, get in there, man, you can win. He got in there after the other guy hit a super kick and like a pedigree on the other guy, and he threw him outside the ring and pinned the other guy. That was cool. Actually, he got in, hit the guy, came off the top rope, and he knocked him down, then threw him out and pinned the other guy. But it was cool, like how close we were and were able to talk to the guy and interact. And I also liked how the good guys would high-five you on the way out, and then the bad guys were like, go high-five, like, now you suck. And then they would leave. Like, that was cool. Being like a heel persona, right? That was cool. There was a little girl attendant. She made the show, her and these two other gentlemen. She was like, with the Cowboys wrestling, she's like, you suck. You go back to Tennessee, do something better than a cowboy. Oh, my God. We laughed so hard, me and my father. And then there was an older gentleman behind us, and he got right into it. There was a guy that came out after intermission that wore a leopard coat, and leopard pants, and a mustache. He reminded me so much of Joe Dirt. Remember that movie with David Spade, Joe Dirt? Picture him as a wrestler. He came out, and the old guy's like, hey, you suck. You go home. You know good, you suck. And that old guy reminded me so much of my late great-grandfather. I had a grandfather and his friend, Uncle Phil. He was my uncle. And then my great-grandfather, me, and alongside my dad, when I was like a little, like, pipsqueak, they used to go to shows in Berwick called Berwick Wrestling. And they would get right into it. I just got right excited. And that old guy, when he was get into it with the wrestler ringside, just brought back memories of me at the Berwick Arena with my grandfather and my uncle, my great-grandfather, my dad. Even my dad's like that. Brought back some memories there, too. And then there was the other old guy across the ring. He was getting right into it with the wrestlers, too. The other old guy. That was awesome. So the guy looked like Joe Dirt took on a guy actually from Kemple. Were really bad. He had like a blue Kurt Angle spandex attire going on. Now these two guys were the first two guys that actually hit the ceiling tiles. That's how low the ceiling tiles was to the top ropes. Like, one guy dove off for elbow drop and his head just hit the tile. Then the other guy went and dive off, and he put his hands up for the ceiling toss. So he stopped and fixed him. That was neat. Then he dove off the ropes. That guy ended up winning the match. But after the match, the guy looked like Joe Dirt would get up like on some empty chairs and like pose like, I'm the best there is. I'm like, not really. Just saying. Then there was Damian Spade. He wrestled. I liked him. He reminded me so much of well, not remind me. Actually, yeah, he reminded me of Colt Cabana from Ring of Honor, but like a cooler, hipper version of Colt Cabana. He had on a black and yellow trunks that reminded me of Bruce the Barber Beefcake. And he did the old Dusty Rhodes punches and elbow drop. That was cool. He won his match against a guy that reminded me of like a young Shawn Michaels. Just the way he like wore his attire and stuff. And the way he acted and posed. He won his match with a top rope stunner. That was cool. And he did that top rope stunner picture perfect. Me and my dad fought. Then the main event was to crown the first ever champion. And it was the guy in the opening match, Corey Christ, against a guy that was like built like a freaking Buick truck. Like he was like a big ass muscular guy. And that was a great main event title match. It was back and forth. Like there was moves. Like that guy that was built like a brick did like a headstand into elbow drop. The other guy hit a roundhouse kick. The other guy did that snap running German suplex that like Nakamura does in the ring. Like that's hard to do, and that guy did it no problem at all. They crowned a champion. And after the show ended, the champion actually stood there and let you get pictures taken with him. That was cool. But I noticed he refused to actually high five you. He'd rather prefer you went backhanded slaps. That was cool. So I walked by him. I'm like, hey, man, you're great. He's like, thanks. Appreciate that, man. Then Joey got a picture with him. Then Malcolm and Baby Crisper got pictures taken with him. And then he gave him the title to hold across like that. That was cool. They also did an intermission. Me and my father thought this was cool that the wrestlers came out and talked to you. Like, hey, like they actually got up to us like, you enjoying the show, man? Like, yeah, right on. Or like, hey, you haven't seen me wrestle yet? I'm like, I'm on later on. And then some of the wrestlers out of the merchandise stand changed up. Like some other ones went there to sell their merchandise. Like the guy with the leopard jacket and the pants, he wasn't there in the beginning of the event selling merch. He came in after intermission to sell his stuff. That was cool, like how they interacted. And then like some of the wrestlers would stop and take pictures with the guys for free, or they actually would take a kid and put them in the ring, like on the ring apron edge by the ropes, take pictures with them. That was cool. Overall, actually all of us enjoyed the event from start to finish. Me and my father both thought that these guys are a lot better than the other places we were going to watch live. In the attendance, he liked the cowboy guy and the yoga guy the best, and I liked Damian Spade and Corey Christ my best. They were my favorite, and Robbie McAllister, the Highlander dude. Yeah, the only pet peeves I had was the lineup to the show and that old guy behind us refusing to give my good friend Joey his seat and being disrespectful. I didn't like that at all. Besides that, we love the show. We're going to definitely go back to it when it comes back in that area. And Kenfo and New Minus. They come back once in a while. I remember when they used to come back like 3 or 4 times a year. That'd be cool if they do that 3 or 4 times a year. We're definitely going back to them. Yeah, it was a nice event. If you haven't checked out Atlantic Pro Wrestling, folks, and the live events, if they're around your area, definitely recommend you go check them out. $20 for a ticket, that's all. Like, that's a pretty good price for a ticket, and you can pick your own seat, so that's neat as well. If you get there before somebody tries to take one where you want it. And they're just the way they interact with you. And intermission and before the show, that's cool as well. Stay safe, everybody. Too sweet. Bye.